Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something, well, something truly heartwarming. We're looking at how shared vulnerabilities are literally reshaping modern romance. Finding a life partner is usually about matching on hobbies or, career goals. But what if it was about matching on empathy and shared daily realities? Listen to this. I don't want to be your diabetes buddy anymore. I want to be your everything. That is a real, incredibly powerful proposal from a woman named Isha to her now husband, Arav. And it really anchors our whole story today. Because this wasn't some meet cute in a coffee shop, it sprouted somewhere totally different, between two people who just intrinsically understood the unspoken, everyday hurdles of each other's lives. A match built on empathy. Let's take a look at how Arav and Isha's incredible relationship actually blossomed. So, picture this. Arav and Isha, both in their mid-20s, have lived with type 1 diabetes for over a decade. They actually met in a support group run by a diabetologist in Mumbai. Arav was the funny guy, cracking sarcastic jokes about continuous glucose monitors and carb counting. Isha, she was the quiet one, always taking meticulous notes. But they clicked. They bonded over texting about basal rates and insulin doses. The real turning point, though, the moment that cemented their bond, was when Arav was rushed to the hospital with a life-threatening diabetic ketoacidosis emergency. Isha literally never left his side. And it was right there, during his recovery, that she made that beautiful proposal. The stigma of chronic illness. Now, to truly grasp the weight of their bond, we need to talk about the broader societal issue. Let's break down the medical reality real quick. Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune response where the pancreas produces little to no insulin, meaning lifelong insulin therapy isn't optional. It is quite literally a matter of daily survival. It usually hits in childhood or adolescence, and it's a relentless 24/7 condition. There are no days off. And the scale of this is just massive. To put this into perspective, India currently has over 100 million diabetics. In fact, it has the highest number of children and adolescents with type 1 diabetes in the entire world. It's often called the diabetes capital of the world. We're talking about a staggering number of people trying to navigate their careers, their lives, and their love lives while managing an incredibly complex condition. Which brings us to a really isolating question. Will someone understand me? Imagine being a young person, wearing an insulin pump, sitting alone, just scrolling through matrimonial apps. You're constantly facing this brutal swipe-left culture that judges you the second you disclose your medical condition, way before they even know your favorite movie or your sense of humor. The weight of that fear is just incredibly heavy. And why do these rejections happen? Well, in traditional arranged matchmaking, diabetics face very specific stigmas. Prospective partners or their families get scared. They worry about midnight alarms going off for blood sugar checks. They stress over potential complications down the line, pregnancy concerns, and the ongoing medical costs. It's a lot of fear. And because of those deeply ingrained stigmas, both Arav and Isha had faced some really painful rejections before they finally found each other. A platform for understanding. Let's look at the incredible solution that emerged directly from this frustration. Enter Harsha. Harsh is a type 1 diabetic himself, and he ran into this exact same wall. He was looking for a life partner and realized that finding someone without instantly facing a wall of stigma was practically impossible in the conventional matrimonial scene. But instead of just accepting it, Harsh decided to do something about it. He built a safe space to solve his own matchmaking problem, and in doing so, helped a whole lot of other people. The evolution of this idea was wild. It started as a personal struggle. Then, Harsh launched a grassroots community, literally just a simple WhatsApp group for other diabetics. But it took off like wildfire. The demand was undeniable. And that rapid growth led to step 3, the birth of the official Diabliss Matrimony platform in 2023, a dedicated, stigma-free zone. The contrast here is night and day. Think about it. Traditional matchmaking, swipe lefts, repeated rejection, deep-seated stigma. Diabliss Matrimony? Empathy, shared daily routines, and this immediate, profound understanding. It's a total game changer. Imagine the absolute relief of finding a community that just gets it. Your medical condition isn't a red flag anymore, it's your shared starting point. And people are flocking to it. This isn't just some inactive niche site. The platform currently has over 350 active profiles. And they don't mess around with security either. Every profile is manually verified with KYC, offering 100% secure, confidential space for people who are genuinely looking for a real connection. Okay, this is absolutely the best part.
Since its launch, Diabliss has already facilitated over 16 successful marriages. No way, right? That is 16 real couples who totally bypassed all that traditional societal stigma and found lifelong companionship with someone who truly understands their daily battles.
Take Wrinkle and Virag, for example. Wrinkle is 26, Virag is 28, both type 1 diabetics. Wrinkle had been rejected multiple times by a society that just hesitated to accept her diabetes. But finding Virag, it changed the whole shebang. As Wrinkle put it, when both partners have it, there's more empathy, less fear. They proved that sharing a struggle actually builds a much stronger foundation.
Teamwork in diabetes management. Let's zoom back in on how these couples actually make it work day to day. So, how do they support each other practically? Psychotherapist Dr. Chandni Tuganite points out that managing a chronic illness takes serious teamwork to prevent burnout. Here's their expert-backed secret sauce. They adopt routines together, like eating or walking at the same time. They actively avoid food policing, because nobody likes being micromanaged. They tackle it as a team, going to doctor visits together. They do regular emotional check-ins. And, absolutely crucial, they are immensely patient during sudden blood sugar episodes. No panic, no blame.
Love beyond blood sugar. So, what does this all mean for the big picture?
This whole concept completely redefines romance. It shows us that love lives in blood sugar charts, 2 a.m. glucose checks, and a partner who always knows exactly where the glucose tablets are. True partnership isn't really found in grand, cinematic gestures. It's found in the quiet, unglamorous, everyday acts of mutual care.
So I want to leave you with this to think about. In a world and a dating culture that is just utterly obsessed with perfection, how can shared vulnerabilities actually make our connections stronger? Maybe, just maybe, understanding someone's struggles is the absolute best way to truly know their heart. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.